screen, or is it all still?
Nope, looks good. So for
Okay.
those following along at home, we're just going to this session. I think we're just going to look at Recruit Tracker issues, some Recruit Tracker issues in GitHub, and just do some coding on those. Greg is going to drive, and I will be the navigator. So Greg is Maverick, Greg is Maverick, and I am Goose.
Well, don't hit the canopy this time, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
I don't want to hit the canopy either.
Don't leave me hanging here, man.
For those
Okay.
following along at home, if you're not over 30 years old or 35, you probably don't have a clue what that means.
Wait until like July or whenever, when the second one's going to come out and it'll all come
Then
together.
it'll, yeah, right. Then
It'll all come together. So come back to this channel in July and rewatch this, and it'll. Okay, so I haven't been in here for a while, and one of these issues is that one of my issues is a new coder, newbie, is getting and pulling and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, so generally when I started up, I do Git branch just to see where we're at.
Yeah, okay.
Just, sanity check, we're in it. So we're in curl dev right now. I would go ahead and into main. And then I would do a pull there.
And then this is git pull. So I was immediately going to go to git pull, and I was going to pull from the wrong branch, right?
Well, yeah, right. You would have pulled, you'd only been pulling what was in the curl dev branch. You wouldn't have pulled from main. So there's a handful of stuff there.
And that shows all of this, right? Yeah,
and if if you do git log, you can see, let's see what's some of the stuff that I did. Those look like mine. First pass on the review button.
And you're seeing that here. So
right.
For folks reading at home, this is where we're looking at that, right?
And then there's a pull request. We added the delete user. I don't know. You might have. Yeah, you did that. I think add the delete user functionality.
And then there's more. I hit the space bar and we can get a little more.
Our specs sign up. Yep. Added. Let's see. You did that probably on the add recruits and lab bar. I think I added the RSpec stuff. So okay. So we're up to date on main. So now if you want to work, and so now this is your choice here. Again, if you were with another team who had more specific workflow, you may do it. Like for me, what I'll do is if I'm working on a new feature, I've been creating a new feature name. If you like working out of your curl dev branch, that's fine. Or Greg.
I'm not married to it. Yeah, I'm not married to it. So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if you were going to do that, you would just switch to curl dev and then do a merge. In fact, why don't you do that just so since that's the way you've been working it, just and it'll sort of sanity check it for me too. So go ahead and check out your curl dev branch, and then you can do git merge master.
Main.
Oh, I'm sorry, main.
Right, because we're pulling off a main.
Right.
And I think I ended up hosing that up by pulling the wrong branch.
See, so now you're in sync with main, and so now anything you add now and you push the curl dev branch is going to have the updated the updated pull request.
So I did git merge main on this curl dev branch, and what that has done is take everything that's been. So the idea here is you push some code, boss man goes through the review process and either sends back comments or says, yeah, it's good.
Yep.
That's on the pull request. And then once the pull request is merged, it's merged into that main branch. And what I've done today is merged that main branch into my curl, into the branch that I'm working on. And the idea being, well, I make changes when the other changes ain't already there. So now it's all synced up. It's all groovy.
You're
Everybody's
good. Yeah,
cool.
right.
We're gonna move on.
Good now. Yeah.
Okay. So I have not been using that git merge main on my branch, and that I'm sure is why I'm like,
for instance, when you see everything that was merged here, if you wouldn't have merged that, then when you would have pushed your code and I would have done a pull request, let's see, I would have gotten, I mean, technically that would work out. I think the issue more is because if you wouldn't have done this merge, you made some changes in this branch, you push those changes up, I would review them. So the couple problems there. Number one, depending on how I'm reviewing them, if I check out your branch, then I would have to do the merge with master just to make sure I'm not just testing the features you added. I need to test the features you have
Yeah.
you have added with, you know, the updated main branch. So I would have, that's something that sort of I would have had to do. And so it would work out if I would just do a pull request. Let's just say I looked at the code. Let's just say you submit the changes for review. If I just did a pull request, as long as there was no conflicting code, it would be fine. But again, you're not really testing though. The idea too is like you're going to make changes here, and you're going to, you know, when I say test, you're going to use the browser to make sure the feature does what you think it's going to do. Well, you're not really testing because
Right.
again, you haven't pulled what's in main, so you're not you don't have an updated code base to actually test against and actually code against. So that's why you always want to merge with main.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and this is you know, the idea being there as a new guy is like test it against the stuff that's already there, because that's the building blocks, right? So I build a
Right,
small
yeah.
block, build
Mhm.
another block, build another one. Don't try to solve everything at once. Just build
Yeah.
it. And this is easy because it's just you and me kind of plugging and playing on this. If there's, you know, a six person team and the lead dev there has 5 other people to look at plus her own, like, hey
I'm
man, there's only so many
I'm
hours
really
in the
gonna
day,
be
right?
pissed. Yeah, I'm really
Right.
gonna be
Yeah.
pissed when you
Like,
push a
hey
code
dude,
and
I didn't
you
hire
hadn't
you to
merged
that.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hire
Yeah.
you to come do your job. Do yours. I'll do mine. We'll all get together and line it up. Yeah,
Yep.
I get that now. So
Yep.
okay. All right. So then where we're at is we are going to do this. Users show view is using current user rather than at user. So apps view. So I'm going to go into this. App views users show.html.erb is currently user. So when logged in as an admin, you can click the show links. You see the logged in users info regardless. I think the at user instance variable set in the controller should fix this.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to go into that show view first. I'm going to take a look at where we're at there. So let me get rid of some of this other mess. All right, views, and it was users show. Okay.
Now I would say, like, before you change anything, I
So
would go ahead
here,
and load
right?
up. Yeah, I would go ahead and load up the,
So
you know,
let's
load
get
the
the,
server up and actually see what we're talking about, just so we're clear on what the issue is.
uh-oh.
Yep. So you say you
Yeah,
need to
so here
bundle.
we
I
go.
think
Let's
some of the
bundle,
changes that were
bundle,
in
and the
main,
changes are, yeah.
yeah, some of the changes that were in main were gem updates.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Okay, and then there were also some new migrations that were added in those changes too. So you'll need to run the migrations.
Okay. So we're in business here. Because I just clicked that run pending migration button that's there on the page. So
Oh, okay. Actually, I didn't even see that. That's a new feature. That's something new. I
yeah.
guess Rails is
So you can
added.
see
Oh yeah.
see here where I did it, right?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it kind of, this is where it throws all the errors. Click that button there, and
Which
it
I'm
takes and pushes.
surprised when you went to start the server. Actually, I'm surprised it didn't throw an error then. Usually that's when you see the migrations error, but whatever.
Okay, so what I want to do is split this and get Rails. I want to get a Rails console going, and the idea is I want to see, let's see if there's nothing there. Okay, so U equals, actually, let's do this. Users at all.
So it's going to be singular. In this case, when it's a direct model relations like that, it's single, not plural.
Oh, okay. All right, so what I really want is to find a roll of 5. And I don't think I can do that. I think what I got to do is find by. And I don't know if I can get something out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that gives us this. And the reason I did that was I wanted to see one that I knew was a admin role.
Mhm. If you
So
don't
then this is the one I'm
mind,
gonna
do
use.
do roll and then put let's see, yeah, put admin in quotes because I'm just curious if that,
Put here
yeah, like
like
that.
that, you're saying,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just wondering if
Yeah.
we get, yeah, see, that's
So it said
odd.
nil.
Oh, okay, no, but yeah, that's right. We didn't use we didn't use the enum. The reason I was asking you to
Yeah,
do that, if you remember, for the profile status, we
yeah,
used
yeah. So
an
profile status. Yeah,
enum there, and that was interchangeable, the index number versus the text. But yeah, we
yeah,
just got a straight integer here, and to me that's just another. And again, I think that is a change that we'll make. I've got to issue
yeah.
to look at that, but we'll probably convert that to an enum at some point, and it's just a little more readable when you're at like when so. And this is a good example when you're at the console here, you're trying to remember, okay, is an admin user, is it 5 or 4 or 1? I don't remember what it was, but it's a lot easier
Yeah.
to just say, okay, I know admin is the value, and you know, you could just put the text in there rather than having to remember the
Yeah, the idea is I'm making it easier on myself later on too, right? Because if I don't look at this thing for stinking 8 months, just
Oh yeah.
because I remember it today, you don't remember, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So, okay, so I have this test ad as the one that
Mhm.
I'm going to log in as. And that way I'm able to see. Let me make this a little bit bigger for our folks. Okay, so I am logged in as an admin. And I wonder if we should add something up here that says that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway.
We could.
Okay, and the idea is we want to go to, we want to see this current user. So we want to go to the show page.
Well, so I think the bug is if you go to any of the show pages there, if you click the show link for any of those
these
users,
links.
you're
Yeah,
going to
so
see
we go here.
your information.
Yep. Okay, so then if I go to, so this is the first one, so it should register right here,
Which you're right.
right?
That one
Which
was
it
right.
does.
But
This
choose
blue
one of
link
those
hasn't
other
been hit
guys.
yet.
Yep.
Yep. And then it's this info again.
Same, right? Same info.
Yep.
So
Yep. Same info. Okay, so then in the code, what we'll do is we'll just test it on this one. Right? So we'll do this. And that one's coming from here.
right. But just so, can you tell me where it's coming from, or how? Where is it being
what I
set
want
there?
to.
Where is at user being set?
So at user is set when you create.
That's one place it's being set, but we're in the show view, not the create view.
Here.
So that would be the show action. So in this case, the relevant action is going to be the show action because we're in the show view, right?
So then it's not set here.
But where else could it be set? Well, it's not set, but then there's one other place it can be set. And if we look at the before actions up top, what before actions are being run?
Ah,
so
okay.
we're calling set
here,
users there, and then if you go down and look at set user at the bottom.
So then that is in the set user here.
Sets our at user.
Okay, so
Instance
this
variable.
show here sets this instance variable here, user.5. Got it. And that's essentially what we did here in the console. Similar, but not the same. You know, I'm looking for somebody based on that. This is looking based on the ID.
Yeah, right.
So it'll be able to change around, but it's kind of the same, similar deal. Okay, so then I don't need anything here. What I've got set is this user here. So this instance variable is the one that's going to change here.
Yep.
Okay. And then, so let's do it on, let's say 3 of these, just to kind of see. Boy, it didn't go how I wanted it to. And for some reason, I went ahead and took that guy out of there. So, all right, we got it set on 4 of them. So we'll just, and we can see just as soon as I hit that refresh, it changed these.
Yeah, you're getting, yeah.
Right. So that's kind of the deal there. Okay. So then if I do the old current underscore user, what I'm doing here is just kind of saving a little bit of this to here. And then I want to do one at a time here to make sure I don't run over something that I don't want changed. And yeah, so this is submitted path. So I want to leave this one alone.
Yeah. And we'll probably, while we're in here fixing this, why don't we put an if statement so the admin shouldn't need to click that button, right?
So you're saying at this on line 83 here?
Yeah. If the user's an admin, then they shouldn't see that submit for review, right?
Okay, so okay, so if top role.
So is it going to be at user or is it going to be current user?
So then if I do it like that, what will that get me? So I still got the button back to list of recruits if. Okay, so then this is, I need it like this because it's an ERB file.
Yep.
So I'm rookieing that there. So then that should solve that issue. Is that, so these have to be at each end of these lines,
Yep,
huh?
you gotta open and close it, yep.
All right, okay. And then that should change down here when I do the old refresher thingy. Yeah, there it is. So
now one more thing, let's make that a little more efficient. What you have works, but don't we have an admin method? Don't we have an admin method we could use rather than explicitly saying current user equals 5?
So
if we look in our user model, this would be a model method. So user.rb.
So I could just do is admin.
Is admin, yeah, you can do current user dot is admin.
So if I do here, if current user dot I'm looking to see it again just to make sure that what I got is what I want. Yeah, is the admin. Okay. So if current user is admin, then it should work out.
Actually, yeah, it's actually you had it right with the bang if they're.
So if current user is admin, you should see it. We don't want them to see it. This flips it, right?
Right, right. So if current user is not an admin, then you want them to see submit for.
And then that'll get that button out of there. Okay.
And the advantage of that too is, if we decide to change the role from 5, or again, even if we implement any enum, if we call it administrator instead of admin, but if you change that code, the logic is encompassed in that is admin method, and you only need to change it there, because this is just one view. We may have 20 different views where we're filtering what the admin sees, within,
Yeah, right, right.
based on whether they're an admin or not. And without that is admin method, then you've got 20 different places you got to go change role. We change role to 1 instead of 5, so we got to go to all those places and change it. With that
Yeah.
is admin method, we got a single method we've encompassed the logic in. We only need to change it there, and it'll be reflected in all of the places that we call that method.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up, because maybe I would have seen that a year from now, but it didn't occur to me to think about it now. And the way you just explained it makes a heck of a lot more sense, as this
Yep.
is much more portable.
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
So then we are done with that one, huh?
Now,
So
while we're here though, and while we're
Uh-huh.
thinking, while we've got this on our brain and we're in there, what is something an admin would want to do? What kind of button might they want based on our requirements?
Well, they're going to want to review. I mean, this is where, if I'm looking at this page and I see all of this in here and I see something is wrong, I may want to edit it, which means I'm not going to edit somebody else's, a user's input. I'm going to want to be able to push that back to them, or
well,
like
both. I would
resubmit it.
say, sometimes it's easier if you just do it you yourself, right? I mean, but at the
Sure.
same time, you would want it, but it could be something you'd want to send back. So I would say both. Adding the edit action is going to
Functionality
be
there, right?
easy enough, but let's go ahead and add a. I like the idea of. Go ahead and pull the requirements up real quick, and let's just.
Okay, so requirements is, I had it up a minute ago and I went shut it down. Okay, so here we are.
So there's recruit tracker status. So applied is going to be, I think, we haven't decided that 100%. Yeah, I think applied is going to be the default status when they first create an account, and then they can move it from so what does that current button do? What does the button that's there do? It's submit for review, which changes it to
review.
Go to that applied to submitted action. Oh, well, okay, no, that's it. The action name tells us. It changes it from applied. It changes the status to submitted. Okay. So flip back to the requirements now. So we actually need a submitted. Go ahead and edit those or edit that under applied. Put submitted there.
Here,
yeah,
right?
Add a submitted, because submitted, and then just say recruit. Recruit has completed all fields and is submitting to admin for review, or yeah. Yeah, there you
go. Okay.
Okay, so applied, submitted. So rejected might be one. Let's just, well, let's think about it. Let's go back to the UI. What would we want the UI to look like? So the admin looks at their stuff here. Let's say maybe they've got maybe they can edit this, but what are the various? So bottom line, they've got multiple statuses they could change it back to, right?
There's a bunch of other statuses that they could change back to. Yeah.
Yeah, go back go to the requirements again.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
they could do submitted, they can do rejected, they can change it to under review. They could do accepted, they could do needs more work, yeah. So what would the UI look like here? Because like a single button, I guess we could, you know, I mean, we could have like 5 different buttons, but that's
yeah, but
kind
I
of
think like a drop
wonky, right?
down is, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you want
right.
kind of a drop down menu.
I'm thinking a
right?
drop down. You know, again, we're going to keep it inside Rails for right now. If we're in React, if we're talking about the React or the JavaScript world, there's going to be all kinds of cool, wow,
Yeah.
gee whiz, you know,
Yeah.
UI things we could add, but we'll stay in the context of Rails and let's just do a drop down. So yep, that's exactly what I would do. Rails drop down. I would do Rails drop down box or menu, but menu will probably do it.
Okay. And then I know
Yep.
that it's Stack Overflow, so that's where I'm gonna go.
Well, and you may not. I like it. You may decide you don't. You know, you like something else.
Yeah,
but,
no.
So yeah, I like the collection select there. I think is probably usually that's
where's
so
that? You're
that
saying
one
here,
right there.
right?
Yep.
This
I
one
like
right here.
collection select's nice. So I would just, you know what, just double click on that whole chunk and grab it and.
So what we'll do is take this whole thing over here.
Yep.
And what I'm gonna do is paste that in.
Yeah, I would just stick it right
And
there.
then I'm gonna kind of comment this out, and just see what it looks like.
Well, yeah, you can leave that in because it's not going to affect that.
Just leave it in.
Yeah, it's not going to affect that. Now it'll probably air out, which is fine. Okay, so let's just look at this code and let's talk through what it's doing. So this collection select takes the first argument there is provider ID. That is the field that you want to set. And so in this case, in our case, for our application, what field are we trying to set here?
So we are trying to submit this submission field. I'm trying to set the status.
Okay, what's that?
Right, like
is
this.
that what it's, well, is that, and what is the field called?
Review. I don't know what the field is called.
Okay, how do you find out what the field is called? Well, you've got a user right there, right there in the console. Well, you know, you've got all your fields listed right there. What is it? What's it called?
Application. Come here. User ID. User. No. Let me go to the code. And let me look at. I don't want to look here. I want to look here. So, so this is where I am. Nope. So this is where I'm grabbing everybody up. Sorry, this is where a user can input into all of these text fields. And so what we're going to do is so we're submitting to review. So this will be user. But we're going to do.
I mean, user is the entire object. We only want to set one field here. As an admin, we want to change the status of their application. So first thing I would do is just go somewhere where you can view all of the fields. There's a couple different places you could look. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, the console has one, but go somewhere where you can view all of the fields that are associated with a user. The view's not going to do it because that's the stuff they enter in on the form, but there's some other
Yeah, that's just all of
back end
that, right?
fields. Yeah, there's some other back end fields that we don't necessarily. So the migration would do it, although that's not a great way because there could be multiple migrations where we've updated it. So to me, the console is the best way to do it. So go back to the console and just do user.new.
Okay.
If you just do
So
user.new, it's going to show you all the fields. So there are all your fields. So which one of those fields do we want to update if we're updating their status?
This profile status.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I really
No,
made
it's
that
fine.
much harder than it needed to be.
Well,
right?
you've got to think through it, and you're still zeroing in on like, okay,
Yeah.
where am I looking for this thing at?
Is
Now in this case, they're doing some funkiness where they've got this other class, and so we're not going to do any of that. That particular argument there. You know what? Go back to your web browser and let's just do Rails. Open a new tab and do Rails collections select, and let's just look at the documentation real quick. Yep, collection.
You want to look at the
first one now? Let's look at the Rails documentation. So yeah, let's look at an API doc, just so we understand what each of the arguments does. So that object, in this case, the object is going to be the actual.
That's the profile status
field, I think. Yeah. Although it's possible it could be user, but we'll see. And in fact, you know what? Actually, yeah, you were sort of right. I mean, you would have had to nail down profile status anyway. But look at that first sample usage they've got there. That's actually a pretty good example there.
Sample usage here.
In fact, I kind of like that. I would just cut and paste that. Let's use that one as
this guy out of here, and then what we're going to do is go right back. Actually, what I want to do is see it underneath it. Okay, so I just want to go right from here. Plug that dude in right there. And then this is where we think this is user. Right.
Now in this case, I think it might be current, and I think we'll probably want to do current user. Well, let me think. No, we want to do at user there. So user should take care of it. Let's just try it with yeah, well, let's do at user. Yeah, let's do at user and see. Okay. We'll see what it does. And then what's the profile? What's the field that we want? Status. Yeah. Here. And then at this point, so here, this author.all, these are the options that are going to show up in the collection select for us. So now an easy way just to test this, just to sanity check it, is I think we can stick an array inside here. So let's replace author.all with square brackets, and then inside here, and these have to be string fields. Let's just do option 1, option 2, and then it'll be a comma, and then yeah, option 2, and that'll just get it to display because we want to. Now these always trip me up here at the end. I think we can drop the let's drop those last 2 arguments that are there, name with initial here and prompt true, because I don't think we need those. Okay. And then, well, yeah, because we want I think we need the ID or something thereabouts. So we need to figure out what goes there. But again, always. And let's just save that and refresh the screen and see what we see. And if I look at variable, okay. There's a way just to do a straight up collection select. So go back to our collection select.
Let's just get rid of this thing.
You can try it and see. I don't think that's going to work, but I think it needs. Yeah, it doesn't know what collection.
It's got to have something given for.
Well, hang on. So hang on. No, given for it needs 5 to 7. So go back and let's put those other options back in. Then go back to your the view. And just just put those back in and then remove the F and let's see if it loads.
Yeah, okay. Name with an undefined method, name with initial.
So go back and let's see. Okay. See, now that's going to be a specific method that it's looking for there. Try just removing that name with initial and see. It's possible just 4 options will work.
It's not true. It's not a symbol nor a string. Okay.
Look on my end and see.
We'll go back to. So we've got object, method, collection, text method, options equal.
I actually kind of like that. It's an easy way to do it.
What's that?
Well, I'm looking, you can do a select tag.
Yeah.
But we need more code. Yeah, we need to have that in. See, it has to be in a, well, are we in a form here? Go back, go all the way to the top. Are we not in an F?
No,
Are we not in a
we're
form
not.
loop?
I don't feel like we are in a form loop here. Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay, yeah, right. We
Because
just
these
got
are
it
all
straight
just,
up.
yeah.
Feel like we could options for collection. Select tag. There's options for from collection for select method. Okay. I'll put this in Zoom chat. Check out that. So here you do like select tag, options for select, and then people ID and name.
That's this one.
Yeah, just grab that chunk and let's just drop it in there and see what it does.
So this guy, and you want to put that guy, and just clean up all of this with it.
Yep. Then in this case, it's going to be, so select tag, let's try user.
So here is.
I think that needs to be user. Or, yeah, I don't know. To be honest, yeah, I was going to say, right. I was thinking it was it's not just text, but I don't know. User ID, and then name, I think would be the field we're trying to update.
Okay. Well, so let's see what error this throws first,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Undefined map for. So it's mapping something
I don't
somewhere,
know. Yeah. Go back and change, just for kicks, change name to profile status, because profile status is what we're going to want. And I didn't think that would work. Just see what it was before. Yeah. Try current user in there instead of user and just see what it does. which, yeah, well, we'll see.
And it's not like the coloring is.
No, yeah, right. I don't think that was going to be. No. Okay. Well, we left the. I'm out of answers for that one right now, but you sort of get the idea. There's a.
Yeah, I mean, the intent here is we want to have a drop down menu.
Yeah, we want to have a drop down menu
Right.
that's going to have the profile
I
statuses
wanna
that we
do
would
this.
want. Yeah,
Right,
it
drop.
may be good to add some notes there.
Down menu. A drop down menu to so admin has options.
And then, yeah,
In order to change profile status.
and then you're going to want to, and then you want to hook that up with a button too. Obviously, that'll say, you know, change status or apply new status or something like that.
Okay. This is driving me crazy right here. So, okay, so then, and this functionality needs a button to change appropriate status.
Yeah. So again, the idea there would be, right, all the various statuses that the admin can change it to: needs more work, accepted, you know, whatever. That,
Yeah,
they
so once
can,
you wire one of these, the rest of them will come together. So that's how
right.
I'll attack
I was
this,
gonna say
right?
it'd be easy. Yeah, it'd be
So
easy enough.
wire one up. Okay.
Now the way, and the other thing is pull up the user model.
User model.
And yeah, we've got our profile status there. So one of the things you can do is you can pass in as the options that they've got. Well, see, that's not really going to work. I was going to say we could just pass profile status in as an array, maybe, or if it will accept an enum the way it is. And then they can change the status, although that's a little bit janky just because, I don't know, you just want to change it back to applied. But again, they're admin. I mean, I don't know. We just need to think about that. Just note that one option is, rather than limiting the options either just by text strings or creating an array on the fly like that, one option would be just to pull the available options for change of status directly from the profile status. That way they've got all the options there. Although, again, I don't know why you'd change it back to an applied status. Maybe you would. I haven't really thought through that far. So,
Well, yeah, you wouldn't do it for a user, but you'd reset the page after. Yeah, no, not. I don't think so in this. I'm with you. I don't think so in this process.
okay. All righty, we got a few minutes left. Anything else we can fix? Let's go back to the original issue we were looking at. Any other low-hanging fruit there? Oh, well, actually, this was just, yeah, this was
Yeah, so I think this one is done, right?
Yeah,
And then we
right.
started digging rabbit holes there.
Right. So what you can do is when you do the pull request or when you do the review status, I mean, generally it's good to reference. Usually you can reference the issue inside, you know, so you may just want to say like fixed issue. GitHub has got some IntelliSense, some shortcut things you can do where you can do at issue or something like that, and you can
Like
reference
this number 14 deal.
Right. You can reference that directly inside of a commit or review. I'm not sure how you do it, or, you know, the other
Okay.
option, you can
Well,
just come back
yeah,
here and
that's what.
leave a note. But just
Yeah.
FYI on it, if it's a specific issue you're addressing in a commit, then it's good to reference it inside the commit. That way, when I review and do the pull request, assuming it looks good, I'll go ahead and close the issue too.
Okay.
And generally, when I close the issue, I'll reference back to the commit, the specific commit or pull request that fixed it.
Okay. So that's what I'm gonna figure out with this specific one. I'll see if I can reference this. I mean, it makes sense that it should do that.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So let's get this, make sure this code is doing what I need it to do. And then that's here, right? So if I can get this line commented out, we should still be clean now. All right. So
Yeah.
for functionality purposes, what we've done is on the list of recruits here, once you click this show button now, this is showing the specific recruit here. Okay.
And what's another good test to do? What's another good code path we should test before we sort of call it done?
Is that what we want to do here?
Well, that I'm thinking about a non-admin user to log in as a non-admin user, go to their show page, make sure they're seeing the
Okay.
correct information, and also that the button that the admins can't see, we want to make sure that the non-admin users can't see that button.
Okay. So we're in as a, yeah, see, it won't even let me get to that
Well,
list of recruits.
But right,
Right.
and
But
if
then
you
I
look at your
should see
profile,
here
yeah,
though, the
then you
profile
got
is
your,
there.
you got your submit for review.
And
button.
there's a submit
In
for
fact, let's
review
go ahead.
button.
That's bugging me too. Let's. I think we can do that real quick. Let's remove the list of recruits link for non-admins.
Okay, so here is this one, right? So it's the same kind of functionality. So really,
Well,
what I should,
there's
can I
actually
do
two.
this?
Yeah, this one is inside show, but now the one up top, I was talking about the navigation link up top. But you're right. The list of recruits shouldn't, yeah, for non-admin shouldn't be seeing that. So there's actually.
But this one,
two
if I do
places.
this, if I exit this, I'm sorry, if I do that, else this, right? And what does that give me now? I should lose that link, right? No, if I do my, if I code right, I will.
Oh yeah. So think about your logic there.
Yeah, that's what I gotta get it put together here and then see. Let's see what it, okay, so then, so what this is saying is that if you are not, if you're not an admin, you can't review.
Right. You can't submit for, you can't change the status to submit.
You can't change the status.
Review.
But you should be able to see the link, and that's not what we want, right?
Right, because, well, if you go, right, yeah. Well, wait a minute. So, because I thought it was right in the view. If we go to the view now, well,
Yeah,
what do we
that's
see?
what I'm like, wait a minute here.
No, that looks right.
There.
So, right,
But,
if you're not, if you're.
So this is not an admin, so we should not see the submit for review button. Right? So that's why that's screwy, is we're seeing this person is not an admin.
What I was going to say is I like it better when we take the negatives out of it. So let's take the not out and say if current user is admin, what should the admin see?
If the current user is an admin, they should see the button and they should have the link.
Well, no, we decided an admin shouldn't be able to submit for review. Only the recruit should be able to submit for review, right?
Okay, so then as we're doing this, if that they got that admin, there's that. Okay. So we should have a submit for review button.
Okay.
All right. So then let's log out here Now let's log in as the admin to see if that did it again. And now we should go to the profile and have the back to the list of recruits.
And
Okay.
then what about fixing it up in the navigation bar?
And then what you're saying for that is here. This is a non-admin user. The non-admin should not see this list of recruits.
Right.
That there is in the, get out the way over there, fella. It's this one specifically, right?
Yep.
So I wonder, can I do it just right here, right? Logged in as, no, it's this one. So I've got to do this is, I don't want to do it there because I want them to see it all. All right. So do I want to do it in a navigation bar like this? Do I want to do it just on like that one line or just?
You could, let's see, if current user, yeah, I mean, right now I was gonna say do it that way. There may be, yeah. I was just to
So
say,
then
just do it for that. Yeah, just put another if statement inside there. Yeah, you could probably, you could probably get it on a one-liner, maybe.
Let me see if that gets me all stinky here. Yeah. Okay. So then I need to do.
I feel like you should be able to get it on a one-liner. Well, you could just do the if and then the end, just to make it work. Again, I feel like there is a one-liner you could do, but
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get some kind of. Let's see if that'll even. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because this should be like ternary statement here, right? So I should be able to do this, and then just do like an empty
well, it's an
string
else
here.
That's
right.
If else, I mean, it can just be a straight if.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to. So you're doing if current admin. Well, let's do that.
Yeah, there's probably a better way to do that, but
yeah.
I mean,
This should work.
I think it's fine.
We should be. Yeah. Okay. I got it. It's getting stinky at me. Oh, it's not current admin. It's current user. All right, I think I've got all my syntax follies done. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so, and then we got to log in as this admin and see if it's there. Yeah, no, it's there.
Yeah.
Okay, so refactoring, there's got to be kind of a better way to do this.
Well, that's not, I mean, that's
maybe not better, but
terrible. I mean, there's probably a one-liner you could do, but I mean, other than that,
yeah,
I think it's fine.
I mean, what I think is really good is that it works, right? So
Well, right.
that's
And
when you get down to it.
depending on how sophisticated the navigation bar gets. I mean, this is only, there's only 12, 13 lines of code here, so it's not bad. If we start,
Right.
if it gets more sophisticated than this, then we may want to think about a more efficient way to do it. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
what you got here is fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. What I got to
Cool.
do then is figure out how to push all this as this issue number to see if we'll close it all out.
Yeah, I mean, don't get too. I mean, you may just want to add a note and just reference the issue number when you do it. I'm sure GitHub's got some ways to tie it all in, but I wouldn't spend too much time trying to figure that out. If even if you just make reference to it in a comment, that's fine.
Roger.
All righty, cool.
Thank you very much, sir. I
We'll
see
talk.
some other things in there, and I'll start hacking away at those and see if I get it figured out there.
Good deal. I'm working on password reset, but by the way, which ended up being way more complicated than I wanted, but it's good learning, right? That's why we chose off from scratch rather than devise. So
yeah. Okay.
All right, cool.
All righty, sir. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Later.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.